You're all set, Steve. Can you hear me?
Yes, Lauren, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Anna Reynolds Project School Building Committee. It is January 2nd, 2025. It is 5:15 p.m. Lauren, would you do the roll call?
Chairman Woods.
Here.
Carol Duggan. No, she's here.
Yeah, she's here.
Dave Nagel
Here.
and Kim Rada.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Okay. Next item is public participation. I believe we have no one. We do not. Take action on prior meeting minutes, which is the meeting of December 19th.
12/19.
Yeah, December 19th. I know that we have one correction. There's a typo in here. Jason Smith picked up on it. He sent the email out today. I don't know if it went to everybody or not. But the motion that we approved was for 185,000. Or actually 184,000. We approved 185,411. That's the correct figure. Trying to see here.
Yes.
Yeah. And it should have been 185. So it's just a typo when they transcribe the minutes. So Lauren, you'll make that change.
Yep. So if somebody just wants to motion and second
Yeah.
with that amendment, we'll be all set.
So moved.
Thank you, Dave. Second by Kim. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Architects update. Jennifer,
Okay,
Happy New Year.
thank you. Same to you all too. Oops, I think I shared the wrong screen. Let me pull this over here. Okay. Oops, and I need to make this smaller. There we go. Okay, it's the same story. Still, there is a little bit of closeout documentation that we still review. Those submittals come in and there's been some back and forth to make sure that's all there for your benefit. Applications for payment, when they come through, we're still reviewing those and any potential change orders, but I don't believe there are any for this evening.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer. Any questions for Jennifer? Okay, thanks, Jennifer.
Mhm.
Owner's project manager update, Eileen.
Happy New Year, everyone. All right, so like Jennifer said, I mean, we've had limited meetings. I did request, since it was over the holidays, I requested that we have an OAC meeting on Tuesday, trying to catch up on everything, especially what's been done with the HVAC system, and maybe Rich has a little bit more of an update on that. I wasn't able to touch base with the commissioning agent today, but hopefully no news is good news, meaning there hasn't been too many issues. So I think whatever they came in and did, we're on our way. And then the commissioning agent will come in and do his thing, and we'll report back to you. Hopefully, again, because of the holidays, that will be done by the next meeting. And go ahead. Yeah, any questions?
Okay, thanks. Why don't we roll right into the financial update? You have that done? I know it's over the holidays, so if you don't,
we normally do that the second week. I think it's been staying on every week, and
okay.
That's my fault. I didn't catch that.
Okay.
But I do have one invoice, which if we could just roll into that, I can share.
Well, let's wait. We'll do that.
Okay, wait. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, but we're doing fine on the budget. You just need to encumber that amount from last week.
Okay. And so if there's no questions, we'll move on to construction manager's update. Rich is with us from Newfield.
Yep, continuing with the the closeout process. We did have some activity on site over on the December 23rd for the window testing. So we did our last testing on a window that had previously failed a chamber test. So we did that work on the 23rd. We did get a test on that, and it came back all good. Got the report, and that's now in for record. So just buttoning up the last couple things in the building. We did a couple things for the room 3 and 7 that we had to get some finishes in there for the column covers. So that work was also completed. And there was warranty work associated with the breaching piping for the boilers. That's occurring tonight. They're in their off hours with the boilers off. So they're gonna correct that leak that we had in the breaching. And kind of that wraps up a lot of what's going on out there. And then on the paperwork side, we're just continuing with the financial closeout and any of the remaining submittals.
Okay, thanks, Rich. Any questions for Rich? Okay. And there is no change orders, correct, Rich?
Correct. So
Yeah.
we are working on the December pay app, finalizing that with accounting today, and we'll have that for the next meeting.
Okay. So now I think we'll go back to your review invoices and take action on invoices.
All right. Ooh. So currently we have one invoice for KBA, final invoice actually 6,513.
And that's the only one you have, right?
Correct. We'll probably have a couple more the
Yeah,
next meeting.
yeah.
But
Alright, so-
since,
I entertain a motion that we approve KBA's invoice, or actually final invoice in the amount of $6,513. If somebody would like to move that, and then somebody would second it.
So moved.
Thank you, Dave.
Second.
Thank you, Kim. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Motion is approved unanimously. Thank you. Other business pertinent to the committee. I know we have a couple items in here. When we did make that approval of the invoice that had the typo in it of $1,000, I believe we were off by is it 70,000 or 35,000? I forgot.
35. So Eileen,
35.
correct me if I'm wrong, but because I wasn't on the last meeting, when I reviewed the tape and the chart that you had provided, it had the view boards. It said, there was a note to multiply it by 2, but the total
Yes.
was not multiplied by 2. So I think we have to have a motion tonight for that additional like 33,519.
okay.
So I don't know if you just want to call for a motion in a second for someone
Yeah.
to approve. The total was 33,519, and that was for the ViewSonic boards.
Eileen, do you want to check it
Do you want me-
before we?
Yeah, do you want me to pull this up? Hold on.
Yeah,
one
if you
second.
could, just to make sure that
Yeah, I just did.
we're not spending it twice.
Right. So what she's correct. It's ×2, unless the only other thing is I need to look at that piece of paper to make sure that I didn't multiply it already ×2. All right, if you want to keep keep going at the moment, and I am going to look at my emails back to Lauren.
Okay, well, the other item in here is I've been in some conversations with Parks and Rec program or Parks and Rec and Bill DeMayo, the superintendent of Parks and Rec department. We've come to an agreement, as long as this committee is willing to finance a portion of it. They're going to renovate the Little League field that is down below the lower parking lot. And that would cost us roughly $80,000. Eileen, when you're through looking, if you could pull up that letter that, do you have it, Lauren? Could you put that up by any chance? I
Give
don't
me
have,
one moment and I will
Yeah.
find it and put it up.
okay,
Also, Eileen, I just texted you the quote from Whaley for the 33,519 is for a quantity of 10. And your note is that you wanted a quantity of 20. So I do think we have to multiply that quote times 2.
okay.
Okay,
And I have the quote open if
I
you want me
see
to
your-
share that first.
thanks.
So,
And I'll look for the other
okay.
right now.
So this is gonna kind of be a partnership. We're gonna fund a piece of this, and then Parks and Rec is gonna fund the rest of it. They're providing all of the labor, which is substantial, to bring the field back into play. The field will now be irrigated, so it will not only be for the school use, but will also be able to be used by the Parks and Rec program, specifically in that northwest area of town, which we don't have a lot of fields. I think it's a great idea. I ran it by Lauren. Lauren is in favor of it. So it's kind of up to the committee. We do have the money between our contingency account and the construction contingency account that's going to come back to us. There's more than enough money to cover this. And it's roughly $25,000 for the infield mix for the materials, $50,000 for them to hire a contractor to install the irrigation system, and $4,500, which I don't have in writing yet. I'm getting that from Aquaflow contractors, which they would come into the building, tap into our water system, into a 1-inch line, and get it outside of the building for the irrigation contractor to hook up. You have to be a licensed plumber to make that connection. So it's just under $80,000. It's actually $79,500. And Bill has sent this out to the town manager. And if you don't know, we have the assistant town manager with us this evening. Lauren has got a promotion. Congratulations, Lauren. Well deserved.
Thank you.
And when Bill sent this to me, I immediately called her to make sure that she is okay with it, and she is. I'm assuming she's talked to Jonathan.
Yes.
Okay, and Jonathan's in agreement. So it's really more a formality, but I'll throw it out to you guys. Yes, in favor? Any questions?
I've got just a couple of questions.
Yeah.
So this is going to be split. Can you give us a total amount of what the cost will be and then how we're splitting it?
It's the total cost to us is $79,500. And
Right now, is that 50% of what the total cost of the work that needs to be done on the field? I guess I just wanted to find out what.
So we're buying just the material, the infield mix. If you look at the quote that's on your screen,
Yep.
the last bullet. So that $25,000 just buys the material. The town will provide all the labor to take out the existing material, install the new material, and laser grade it, and then they will install an irrigation system, and they will hire an outside contractor to do all of that work. So the town is providing all of the labor to do this work. So in rough dollars, and again, this is what I do for a living, the town's into this for probably $45,000, the Parks and Rec department, of in-kind labor. That's what it would cost for labor on that side.
Okay, plus what will be the amount like for Galicchio and anything else that
4,500. That's the part that isn't here yet.
that's the year, okay,
So the irrigation is 50,000, but the irrigation contractor won't go into the building. You need to have a licensed plumber.
right.
Aqua Backflow does most of the work, if not all of the work for the Board of Ed. So I went to them. They know the building. They know the best way to get the pipe outside of the building for them. Then the irrigation contractor takes it from there.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess what one of the questions that I had was what's the amount that Parks and Rec, the town is kicking in versus what we would be putting in from our contingency and
So it's roughly $40,000 to $50,000 for their part.
okay.
Okay. But that's in kind, right? So
Mhm.
they're going to, I don't know how Bill pays that. I don't know if it's overtime. I don't know, somehow he's working it out in his budget.
And this is nothing, and because I'm not familiar with this, this is not something that has to go back to the council for approval.
It shouldn't have to. Again, we're providing materials. You could work that out with Lauren, if it needs council approval. Lauren, if you want to speak to it, feel free.
I don't believe that this would need your council approval, Kim, because this is still technically falling under the project. And the resolution that authorized the committee authorized you all to spend within the amount that was budgeted or approved at referendum.
Okay, and because this is a field that's being used, that is used by the school during the school year, and then it will be available for Parks and Rec
Yeah.
at other times.
Technically, once this is done, because it's on school property, it is the school's field. School has first priority over it, like everything else they do. But I also had a conversation with Lou, and Lou supports this too. He knows that the Parks and Rec program will use it for games, when school is out.
Yeah.
Okay.
That answers my questions.
Okay. Dave?
Yeah, I'd feel more comfortable if we had something in print, for lack of a better word, for the $4,500 to be taken out of our part. Now, can that be worked out so that it's on the town side or Parks and Rec side so that we can pass it even though we don't have something in print for the $4,500 part?
It is. I requested it, Dave. It just hasn't gotten to me yet. So it'll be attached to this paperwork. We'll have a quote from Aquaflow in the amount of $4,500.
So it's not a big deal. I just question that out of a technicality. And by the way, Lauren, congratulations. I didn't find out about your being appointed. I'm glad you're appointed until I read it in the rare reminder. So don't think I'm putting off apologizing you with your getting the job. It's well deserved. Thanks for giving me the second to say that.
Thank you.
Jennifer, you had your hand up next, then I'll go back to you, Kim.
Mine is on a different subject, though.
Oh, then let me finish this one then.
So,
Kim,
yeah.
I'm assuming this is back on this subject.
Yeah, it is. So, are you requesting a vote on this tonight, or that we wait for the final quote from Aqua Backflow?
I would like to vote on it tonight, but we don't have to. I can get that quote for you if you want, and we could do it the third week of January. But I will have the quote and get it to Lauren by Monday, Tuesday of next week. Again, because of the holidays, everything's messed up,
Yeah.
especially when the holiday falls on a Wednesday.
I'm just thinking, in order to have, and I'm not trying to be nitpicky about this,
Yeah.
but in order for us to have the know what that full amount is, and that we're voting accurately on an amount that this is going to go.
That's fine. You can wait. They obviously can't do the work right now, so
Right.
we'll put it on hold and do it on the third meeting of the month. Excuse me, third week of the month. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, I would feel more comfortable
Yeah, that's
if
fine.
we had the final paperwork and.
I called
No, I
John.
agree, Jim.
Yeah, I called John and he tried to get it to me today, but he didn't think he'd be able to, and he didn't.
Well, that's okay. And as you said, this is not something where we have to break ground next week. So,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will get that information to you, and what I'll probably do once we get it from John, I'll send it out or have Lauren send it out to the committee, so you have it before we meet, okay?
that sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, Eileen, let's go back to you first.
So my comment was just gonna be the same. Were we gonna have an official quote or quotes plural? And it sounds like we will now in order to put these in and get purchase orders cut. Because I'm not sure if all of these are vendors for the town.
Yeah, I'm assuming
I think
Lauren,
Aqua Backflow is.
you'll work that out with our finance director, because this money is really going to get transferred into Parks and Rec for these particular items.
Okay.
However you want to work it out, it's fine with me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, will do.
All right. Now, Jennifer, what do you have?
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that it wasn't our final invoice.
Oh, I thought it
Um,
was.
I don't know if that makes any difference to anyone. We were at 33% of closeout. We had held back and I don't know if that's what the committee would have liked us to do, but we did hold back some of the project closeout, and I could share that again.
Can you put that sheet up? I thought that zeroed it out. That's why I made that statement. Am I wrong? There's still a balance?
The percent complete for closeout
Oh, I see.
is
33.
33%. And the reason we did that is we know that some of the landscape items need to be addressed in the spring. And we knew that was going to take some of our effort to be out there and participate with the contractor and review things again. There was that. And we know that there are some mechanical things that need to be looked at when we go into cooling season again. So that was going to require some effort from KBA and our consultants to make sure everything's going okay when it's time to go into the cooling season and do a final check on the HVAC system. So I didn't put forth, I mean, we could have put forth in the effort in an effort to try to close things out.
No, it's fine.
We
It's
wouldn't,
my
we
mistake.
could have paid, but we weren't going to walk
Yeah.
away. But anyway, I decided to just be upfront and say we're only going to bill a portion of closeout. You will see the rest probably in like May, June.
Okay. So Lauren, the only thing that really needs to change is not the final invoice from them. There'll be additional invoices in the spring. I don't think
Yep.
we need to change the motion, correct?
No.
Just as long as you word it correctly, we're fine.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's get back to the monitors. Am I using the correct word? I call them TVs, but that's because I'm a little outdated.
All right, hopefully you can see this quote. Let me play around with it a little. So this is the quote from last week, and you'll see that the 33,519 was for a quantity of 10. And the note that Eileen had on the schedule that she had shared with you is ideally we would want a quantity of 20.
Okay. Can you blow up that total down below it?
Yeah. So you approved the first 33,519. We just need to approve a
Okay.
second quote.
So I entertain a motion that we approve for another 10 of these monitors in the amount of $33,519.
So moved.
Thank you, Dave. Second,
Second.
Thank you, Kim. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Anything, anybody have anything else? Public participation, still nobody, Lauren?
Correct. There's none.
Um, any further comments by members? Okay, we stand adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
We need a motion. I forgot, I just can't adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you, Dave. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, everyone. See you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.